There's no public here, so no comments. Is there any amendments to the agenda? Okay, seeing none, then the consent agenda. Entertain a motion to approve consent agenda A and B.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
And I'll second it. Is there any questions on that? Comments? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. Under number 5, business, fire department updates.
Okay, good morning. So we'll start with the new candidate testing and process. Our initial list was made after our interviews and it was sent out. The application for preference points was also sent out on August 22nd and it's due back September 2nd. Once we calculate all the points, we'll create a final eligibility list. It'll need to be signed by the board. The chief had mentioned we have a couple of options here. We can call us, or you can call a special meeting 10 days after that September 2nd to certify that list, or we can just wait on the next meeting of September 24th and do it. In the meantime, he wanted to ask if we could send the first 4 or 5 candidates through background. So however you guys wish to structure that,
So you're talking about the candidates that we interviewed
yeah, the 6.
last week then.
Mm-hmm. We have an initial list. So we've already sent out the point request. As soon as we get that back, we'll calculate it, and then if we can just keep moving forward, we'll do that. If you want to call a special meeting to certify the list, we can do that too. So however you'd like to proceed.
You could probably send us the list.
Okay.
We could say approve it by email and then verify it at our next meeting.
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
look,
Phone
yeah.
poll ratified at the
Right.
September meetings.
Right,
So,
yeah. So that way, you could move ahead with that and then
Okay.
send the,
So we'll send you the list.
Yeah.
You'll certify via email, and we can keep moving forward with the backgrounds then.
right,
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect.
And the commission members have to reply individually to Patty.
Okay. The promotional testing that we're going through right now for lieutenant, today the candidates are actually going through an assessment center walkthrough. It's just an orientation to kind of let them know how the testing process will go, give them some tips and tricks on how to study for it and whatnot. And then September 10th is the assessment center itself, and once that's completed, it'll follow up by the written exam, and then we'll know.
Do you have many candidates?
We have 5, I believe.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So
Okay.
it's a pretty
That's-
good pool to choose from.
Yeah. Wow.
Patty has the points memo.
Not on me. I
Okay.
apologize.
No, that's okay. I'm just checking my notes here.
I can email it if you need to see it.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
That's it?
Mhm.
Okay. Item B, police, chief.
I will yield my time to the one and only Deputy Chief Dan McCann.
Okay.
I just had a couple questions for the attorney as we're doing our new police test.
Mhm.
So, John, just one question about preference points. In our rules and regs, we give preference points to obviously law enforcement. We also give it Villa Park Explorer law enforcement preferences. So you get 2 points for being a explorer prior to testing. Is there any way to add community service officer too?
There's not. I've been getting this question a
Really?
lot, but it isn't specified in the statute. Under home rule authority, you could do it, but absent home rule, it's explorers or cadets, I think is what the statute
Really?
says. Yeah, it's unfortunate because there's a lot of places, I'm trying to remember, somebody just in the last couple of weeks has asked me that very question.
Yeah.
Because they've got a CSO who would be perfect, and they would like to jump that CSO in the process, but there's nothing there to allow it.
Okay. So we have to tell them, if they're CSO, they gotta join the Explorer first, or?
Yeah,
Well,
We're gonna call them CSO cadets.
I mean, in rally, we could if they're under 21. Yeah, now they're gonna be cadets, but, my other question, and this is just kind of out of curiosity, I don't know if we really wanna actually change it, but, we used to have it where an applicant could apply at 20 years old and had to be 21 at the time of hire. So our rules and regs now basically says you have to be 21 to apply. Is
the statute does allow application at 20, as
Yeah.
long as they are 21, and the issue with police is firearms, by the time
Yeah.
they're hired. But that's a question for the commission if they want to do that. It is legal to do that.
at some point it was changed in our thing to 21 because I mean I don't know what was the process to change that. Is it a simple vote or just?
We have to get on the agenda.
Yeah, the commission would have to, we'd have to have an amendment to the rule, relatively simple,
Yeah.
given that change. Commission would have to approve it at a meeting. Then we've got to publish notice in the paper that the commission has amended its rules. We don't have to publish the rule, just a notice that they've amended their rules. Then it can go into effect 10 days after that.
Okay.
So it's not
Maybe for the next-
complicated. There is a process, however.
I mean, we may want to consider that for maybe the next test. I mean, I
Do you
don't want
have that
hold
happening
anything up.
very often?
No, but in the past, I mean, right now it probably isn't too much of an issue, but in the past, I mean, here, I took the test at 20 here, it was a long time ago, but sometimes if you have an
10
active
years
Explorer, yeah, active Explorer post, you might have some people that are 20 that are still Explorers actually, and they could take the test on.
And what brought this up is we had two excellent cancer CSO that both want to go on to be police officers, and absolutely fantastic interviews. Who are driven, know what they want, and just really good communicators. And you want to take advantage of that, but that's part of the
Yeah.
problem.
And
I
that
mean,
may
the one
be,
turns in October, so she might actually make it, but,
the legislature in the last year has tried to focus on the shortage of good candidates in both police and fire. That might be something that could get through the legislature relatively easily. Whether the Commission Association or the Police Chiefs Association would take up that as a legislative issue to add, I don't think it would be a problem to add CSO to the Explorer Cadet preference. But I think we'd have to do it legislatively.
And say
At the
it's,
state level, or you're saying?
State level.
Okay.
For the CSO to get preference points. For the age thing, that's strictly here. That's already allowed by statute.
well, we got a little bit of a process. I don't think we want to hold up our,
No.
Other than that, we're ready to go ahead and contact cops and fires to start our next test, because we have nobody left on the list.
oh,
Right, so like the
Yeah.
part just about the removal of Summer Garcia from the entry eligibility list,
yeah,
I thought we did it last meeting. Maybe we discussed it, I don't know.
we
so.
discussed, it wasn't,
And,
don't think it was on the agenda.
well, and I don't even think we need to go into exec session,
Right.
for it, because I think this is her request.
Right,
And we can back that up with her correspondence.
okay. So then a motion,
I make a motion to remove Summer Garcia from the eligibility list per her request.
I'll second that. Any additional comments or questions? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next.
Do you have to approve us going to cops and fire, or can you just go ahead and proceed, or?
Well, you've been going to
Yeah.
cops and fires.
Yeah, it's
They
the
were a
same,
vendor
so
last time.
You don't
Yeah.
have to do a vote first to start the next test, right? We just keep going. Okay.
I think that's correct, right?
Then we will work with the vendor, we'll advertise, we'll start getting dates in order and proceed forward then.
Yeah. Anything else? Do you have candidates, or is this the entry testing?
Just the entry test. We're, I mean, as the chief mentioned, we're hiring a couple
Yeah,
new CSOs right now. One is 20, but she'll be 21 soon, so I think she'll actually make the test. But that's how the question came up though, is in the future, when you have some of these younger people, yeah.
And I would be willing to slow the process down to, and I know it's a certain parameter that we have to have a test and established list, just slow it down by even a couple weeks to allow her to be a candidate.
You know, in terms of maintaining the list, the statute says the commission shall maintain a list. On the fire service, there is a definite time frame. You have to be able to, a vacancy has to be filled in 60 days. That's not the same on the police side of the house. There is no real requirement that you have an active list. That's up to the commission. Now, it's far better because when you get in a hiring crunch, you don't want to have to start the process to get somebody.
Right.
But there is no fast time limit. So whatever the comfort level for the commission and whatever you need in terms of processing candidates, that's fine.
Well, and currently our resources, we have a 40th floating officer, and statutorily and through the board, we're allowed 39, but the managers allowed us to float a 40th because we have a retirement at the end of this year and are going into January. And we know into next year we have 3 other candidates. So which budgetarily we're going to have to then go ahead and get more money for the academies to have 3 slots. So we're preparing that budgetarily as well.
So, the one that you say you would like to apply, is she 20 and will be 21 in a short time?
Yeah, she'll make it. She wasn't the reason we asked. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just, it came up, and then we're like, I wonder if they changed it. We thought we were just advertising 21, but then when I looked up the requirement in the police and fire, it does say 21.
To
So
apply.
at some point, that's changed over the years, because we used
Yeah.
to allow people at 20 to apply. So,
So that's something, John, you said we could change ourselves, right?
Yes, yeah, it's a simple amendment to the rules, the statute allows it, so therefore you have the authority to make that accommodation. Application at age 20, 21 at time of hire.
Should we do that today, or that has to wait until our next meeting?
Well,
And
if
the
you
budget?
would like, I can prepare language to do that, and then you would have to consider that language and adopt it at your next meeting.
At the next
And then
meeting?
10 days after that would be the publication requirement.
Yeah.
yeah,
Is
okay.
how's that sound?
I don't think we want to wait that long to start the process.
Well,
Well, you could,
You can start the process with the one that you have,
right,
because she'll be 21 in another,
Yeah.
you know,
For the next test, maybe that might be.
yeah.
When you're going to advertise, starting relatively soon?
yes, we'll advertise, and
Yeah.
as we know, that takes a while for those applications to come in. You give them that set date or whatever that time frame is.
And that would be the problem, would be advertising age
Yeah.
20, 21 at time of hire, when that isn't officially approved by the rules. So that's where the pressure point comes in.
Right. We will not advertise that. And so I think we'll go ahead and start moving forward with our process, and I think we'll time it just right.
And then, for the next test, if the
Right.
commission wants to amend the rules, we can take care of that.
I was gonna say, why don't you go ahead and draft the language, and so
Yeah.
at least the
Down the line,
process
yeah.
it gets started, so that the next time around, it would have been changed
Thank you.
then. I have no idea when that would have been changed.
Yeah, and I redid the rules, but I don't remember even looking at that. I'll go
Right,
back and look
yeah.
at my notes and see, but
I don't remember us doing that either. I wonder,
It must, who knows over the years at one point, I have no idea
do
how
you know
long.
the age of that document?
I don't know when this was revised, 2020?
yeah, that would have been about the time that I probably revised the rules, but I don't remember if.
Right,
Who knows
Yeah.
if it was in there already or not, I don't know.
My notes may show.
okay.
It was prior to me taking office, by the way.
My time here.
Gee.
Well,
As I get older, the filter is leaving, sorry.
Okay, so,
That's all we have.
That's it then?
Yes.
And do you have any?
I do. We were able to get a hold of the points for the promotional exam,
Okay.
so I believe that needs to get approved by the board. Would you like one? So these consist of the chief's points, the ascertained merit based on the contract, and seniority points. These are our 5 candidates, 6 candidates, I apologize.
I was trying to remember the name, the last name of one person.
Which person?
The one that was on the far.
Yeah.
Just wondering, did he qualify for points?
Which one?
Oh, he was way at the bottom of our list.
The candidate list?
Yeah.
Are we talking about our,
Entry list.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
This is for lieutenant.
This for lieutenant.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is
Promotion.
lieutenant.
Yeah,
Oh,
He's,
this
the-
the gentleman you're referring to is still on our list. Yes. We're gonna let him continue through the process and see what happens.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, we had one very interesting candidate
Yeah,
come through,
well,
to say the least.
okay, so, do we need a motion, John, to approve the point list?
I think it would be appropriate to approve the subjective ascertained merit and seniority points list.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the point list for the lieutenant promotion for the fire department.
And I'll second it. Is there any questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. There's an item on here that says commission budget.
Yes. In the packet, I included, the village manager sent out that they want to put in all the revenues and all the budgets for the upcoming year. So I didn't know if you wanted to keep it as is or if you wanted to increase it.
Well, I would say, gentlemen, what do you think? We're pretty much within our budget.
But is it gonna go?
You think we might have to increase it to cover additional testings or what?
If I may, the testing cycles are going quicker and quicker, and we're going through candidates faster at a faster rate, and so it only seems reasonable that we would probably have to increase our budget to accommodate that.
How much was left over?
As of right now, according to this, there's only 13,000 used. But there's gonna be more because I haven't processed the invoice from NTN. And then if
And there
you're
will be
gonna
for cops and
cops and fire. And then I believe you, use that same account for their physicals for new
physicals,
candidates, yeah.
Or the
So,
psych and physicals. kind
yeah,
of thing.
we'll use it for the site
Yeah.
also. So yes, I would see us using the full amount. And if you're gonna be looking at hiring 2-3 times a year, you're gonna need to up it a little bit more.
So right now, the
The current budget is
budget's
38,000.
38,000.
Is it 30 or 38, I'm sorry?
38,
38.
yes. But we're halfway there already.
Okay. So, then what do you think the projection should be? You wanna go to 40, 42?
40. Because you only got 3 months left of the year, so.
Typically anywhere from 3 to 5%, because we also don't know if those vendors are gonna increase in their costs and raise their rates.
And I believe cops and fire has a rule that if they don't cancel if they don't show up we're held liable for that appointment. So that's also a fee. This was brought up a few months ago.
Yeah.
And we may be doing more testing.
Correct.
Correct.
So 3% bring it up to, it's about about 45, are you talking? It's 38 right now.
That seems appropriate. If anyone has any objection or addition, please.
I mean, all they can do is tell us no.
That's right, it's just a request, that's all. So,
But on the other hand, if you have to test, you have to test.
That's true.
Right.
3% only brings you to about 39,000. It's only like an additional 1,200 or so. 5%?
Speaking even 40.
It brings you to 39.9, so even 40.
Do you want to go to 42
I think so.
to
See what
cover?
happens.
Yeah,
But like John said, you know, it'll be what it is.
Yeah.
So we'll ask him to budget 42.
yeah, and
We
that's not much of an increase, you know, considering we haven't asked for an increase for a couple of years now.
And then follow up with the manager if he's, you know, questions it, tell him, you know,
Right.
we're having to do more testing.
In a
because
shorter
of the
period
number
of time, too.
That's right, so.
Okay. Want to make that motion?
I'll make the motion to put our budget request for our next fiscal year to $42,000.
Okay. And I'll second that. Any additional questions or comments?
Nope.
Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Okay, anything else? Any need for exec session?
We do
I don't think so. We do not either.
Okay. John, do you wanna?
The only thing I could tell you of a positive nature is I have been approached by the Illinois Fire and Police Commission Association to become counsel to the association. John Breuer, their longtime counsel, is going to retire at their November conference, and in fact, the day of your July meeting, I was meeting with the board of the association, and they have asked me to take that position, so
That would
hopefully
be good.
November, I will become the general counsel to the commission association. Still intending to keep all the
Yeah.
commission work that I'm doing now, but that will put me in the spot of what John Breuer's done for years with the association, so
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
I
A
appreciate it.
good replacement.
Yeah.
The only bad side, I don't think we'll be seeing you as much.
Yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah,
So yeah,
That's,
that's all I've got, really.
okay. Well, if there's no other business, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
And I'll second it, and the time is 8:53. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.
Thank you.